no me aguanto la más de nada. Y si vienes a mi cama, a mi cama.
There's nothing left, no stoppage to the play anymore. Round after. There's nothing left, no stoppage to the play anymore. Round after round to unfold. Deep aggression from Levin. He's got two! The confidence back in full force, but the trades out in the end leave us on equal footing. A 2 versus 2, and the information from Nats, the hat off his head. Where do they go with this though? Seeing a player on either side, it's dealer's choice.
Magnum, after being revealed, is just trying to switch up his position, not give the game away. And Liquid will be walking into an empty site. There's nobody currently sat within A. You can understand why. Wanting to maybe group up a skit on a solo hold versus the 2T of a post plant, at least for Liquid.
I don't think Magnum was close enough to hear it, but they did just fake the steps up there, just 1 or 2. Try to sell that they were going to go market late. Of course, Profek knows that's not the case. He's got that angle held deep into the round. Plant comes through, even just the reveal, that's giving the game away. Profek and Magnum, they've seen Levin. An incredible play in the previous to put them on double digits. A strong opening to this one that fell apart. Now they've got to be the ones to clutch this out, to bring BBL to 11.
Nasty. The trip will be spotted. They managed to dodge at least a little bit of it, but now Magnum is all that remains. Nats is set up again, causing them issues, and with the cam still being baited, there's no secrecy to be had. Magnum from the top rope finds the first, has a good gamble on the second, but again it's Trex. Those late round moments is where he thrives. A triple for him and a 12 for Liquid.
Well, the good news is BBL don't need 3 in a row now. It is just the 2, and they've managed that so far. But this opening, that looked like a major detriment to Liquid's chances in this map. Their early lead in the series, but they recover nicely. The right decisions made as it came to the late round, the push to the A site, the setup perfect, and even the cam was inside the smoke, so you're left racking your brain as to where can he see me from? He actually couldn't. He was just using the sound cue. 2 chances now for Liquid to steal BBL's map pick, to set themselves up for a potential 2-0.
Oh, the bye. Not in the best of shape for BBL. Hasn't mattered much though. It felt like they've got away with quite a lot in these lower buy rounds. Knife over the top to try and catch out any aggression. Spot if Levin is in this aggro position once again. Isn't the case. Another null command picked up by Padatek. It's always been deadly when entering into this B site. That's where they've been using it for the most part. That is where the team is currently looking to rotate.
Full flock is gathering on B. Deep break by Yumpy. The knife, well, it's not going to be used too early. Yeah, he's waiting just long enough. He's heard some steps because he's so close. The knife will go through soon, and that's going to be all the information there. That'll be 5 players spotted. But I mean, they're giving the game away anyways. Now it's just Yumpy. Stood alone against a horde of attackers coming his way. Padatek the first to draw blood. Yumpy needs to hold strong, at least find value from this position, but he's shut down. And Levin and Profek again. A 2-player clutch needed by BBL. Nice opening. If there's anyone you want in this situation, it is Levin. He's delivered. In so many of these rounds, the wall bangs attempted and landed for damage.
He's running out of bullets.
Too many players to take down.
They're sitting passive. He doesn't have enough to pull off some miracle spams, but he's still going for it. Bullets are going to be an issue at this stage. Unless there's another gun to be found, hoping that somebody gives a fight, and Profek will find one, but he takes damage. And now on the cross, there's no hope. It is Nats on the hold. It was a back and forth throughout this initial map, but on their opponent's map choice, Liquid come out on top.
A strong opening to the series. They've not lost to BBL. When we look at their history within franchise, well, doesn't look like it's going to change here today. A big comeback needed from BBL in the reverse sweep, and it could start after the break on Sunset.
Oh, by the way, beautiful ground, guys. Great lure on the Cardinals. They shorted the fight. I was not. I don't know.
I saw entire fight. A little Gapski like this.
How I don't kill him.
Tim Liquid ada si Papa nonton kamu.
How I
Papa
don't kill him.
kita bro IGL yang sebenarnya anjing.
Your body knows. A sense of victory. Seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one. Now, step into your zone. Designed to win.
Setia angkasa.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Oh, lagi nyapa deh. Bukunya. Oh iya. Panggil ini panggil Delphi sekarang Hanon.
No dash out anymore, and he has to bail. But Liquid have at times up against Fnatic felt untouchable. We'll see if they can bring that same level to the server here today. It is a very different composition that they're up against, though.
Yeah, I think the focal point as well, even though I expect both teams to be better on the defense, is how they're going to do on the attack. Like, because at times we've seen BBL fall a little bit flat if they can't get that momentum rolling. As it was said by Mini, a lot of the time they're fighting those extremities and looking to be more direct with their hits. If they're figured out by someone like Patatek, or you could say the same for Trex, it becomes a much tougher task for them to get some work done, and especially losing those pistols, the thing that normally gives them the edge, it could be a very different story. We've already seen Liquid in the past run away with this map, even versus BBL.
Yeah, having to fight them on those buy rounds will be tough, and right here, BBL look to rectify that early opening loss as they've gone in with 4 stingers and a share of shields on all. This is a real battle early on. They're not content with Liquid having that early start. They don't want to stall out as they have before, but the team's being stalled. Levin alone falls towards the switch. A trade at last, but it's a 3v4. The numbers stacking against them. The odds not in their favor. And from a poor start to a terrible one in this half as the force buy has failed.
Yeah, it's understandable. In rounds like this, you kind of can catch teams off guard, especially if you're very direct with it, but I think Liquid did well to just make sure that didn't get out of control, nobody overfacing, nobody being too aggressive in their stance, and then playing these sort of ranged battles without giving too much away. I think that's also where I want to put a focus on someone like Trex. I think when he has been good, this team has been incredible, but at times he has been a little bit overzealous, I guess is the way I'll put it. So I definitely, you look at this round, he was very patient, made sure that there wasn't him giving the site away.
Yep.
If he plays like that the whole game, BBL are going to struggle.
And when you see a player fall back in a boathouse like that, play back on site, a lot of the time they're just disconnected from the action. They're the fail-safe. But his shock darts, they didn't actually do a ton, but they were trying, right? BBL avoided those mines that were put down, but this time they don't. An immediate hit on the Magnum. And that's what I love to see. Him falling back from the action, not giving the pick, but still trying to contribute in that way. It gives him that extra level to fight with. 2-0 start. A full eco, essentially, for the side of BBL. Magnum already tagged. This should be a 3-0 beginning to Ascend, and that's a great sign for Team Liquid, keeping this historic wins in their favor.
I think just talking a little bit while we've got this low buy round about the veto, it feels like one that has been played well by Liquid. Like one where you have Ascent that you probably knew was coming, whether it's first or third map. It took out Icebox, which has been a problem for them, and a great map for BBL. And then you have Sunset, which I don't necessarily think many would have expected is their first pick. And then Bind, another map they've been comfortable on. I think you can tell work has been done on how this veto will be played. And going to be more so up to BBL to prove to me that this is a solid one for them. In zone flawless, Patatek flying.
Well, we saw the same in the force buy from BBL. They attempt to break out into that B site, but the burst is caught early. It's this nade that goes through from Patatek now 2 rounds in a row, finding that impact, slowing the push from the opposition, leaving Levin isolated when he does make that dash out through it. And they are easily able to pick up the pieces from there, even finishing it with a classic. It's a 6-1 start from Patatek, but it's not just that, it's his utility, it's the timing, and we're seeing Liquid have great reactions to everything BBL is throwing at them so far. But here's the buy around, and here's where things should change for the attackers.
Yeah, we've seen an upgrade here or there from Liquid just to make sure that this quote-unquote bonus round does have some bite. Patatek is upgraded. Having that Phantom in hand. BBL, though, building up towards this A execution. 3 players ready and waiting. In fact, even re-aggressing slightly before backward into the site.
Playing triple initiator against the null commands, a real headache as the clock runs down. So BBL getting in there early, looking for the Ray Crunch, but a fight back from Patatek. His confidence tangible in his actions. A drop down punish, another swing from Patatek, and when he finally falls, he's left his team in a 4v2. Magnum desperately trying to pull this back. And with low HP on Camo, this could flip back in BBL's favor, but a nice slide through the smoke puts the 3v1, in fact the 3v-none on the board. That's a 4-0 start from Team Liquid.
Yeah, we're seeing the danger. It said it's dying on that attack side. If you're a little bit slow, and being the weaker half of both squads, we're seeing the confidence. And we've already spoken about it. Obviously, Liquid, they're qualified to champs. They'll want that trophy. They'll want to make it all the way to the final. There's no doubt about it. But the one man who has another thing to fight for is Patatek. We know that he was given sort of like a second lease of life in the Tier 1 by Team Heretics, playing as a stand-in, made it to a final alongside them. And now has the chance to send them to champions with a victory here. It is a beautiful story if they can make it work. Levin aggressively taking space. For Camo, this becomes a problem. He's already caught.
And now Patatek's caught between a rock and a hard place, has to give up that position, but Levin's being punished. Trex and Kiko pulling this back into the favor of the defensive side around that should be theirs. And Kiko's making sure it is. Yumpy alone, and that shock dart. We talked about Trex's utility. It's found another early on. No signs of life from the attackers.
Oh yeah, they are getting slaughtered. Like, they've only had one proper buy round, but you can see early there's going to be a tactical pause called, and you can't really blame the coaching staff of BBL at this stage. Like, this was sort of a burden of them back in some of the previous stages as they get off to very slow starts in some of their matches. And right now, well, they're just being bullied. Kiko is yet to die.
Yo, they just walked into it. Amazing.
Wow. In fact, Nats is also yet to die. He might only be 3-0, but he's just not had too many people to kill.
It's definitely the moment for BBL to gather themselves a very, very slow start from this squad. And at 5-0 down, knowing the dominance that Liquid have put up on the board before, this is really where we need to see rounds put on real soon. Because you talked about the veto, Tom, the sunset, the bind. You know, if BBL can make it there, we could have quite an interesting series on our hands. But this is their pick. This is the one they would have come in prepared for. And so far, that preparation, it seems wasted.
Yeah, for sure. And their composition is one that really feels like huge success or huge failure. Like, it's one that has gambles within it. Even on the defensive side, you're going to have a lot of the time an initiator playing the role of a sentinel, which I think Magnum a lot of the time will take up that mantle. I'm not a huge fan of the composition, but they've managed to make it work quite well. And on the attack, that's where you feel like you should have a little bit extra. Like, you're able to have these more difficult scenarios for the defense, but thus far we are yet to see it. Pause taken. Of course, I think even 4 or 5 rounds in the attack is enough, but when you're 5-0 down, that becomes unlikely.
Yeah, that's quite a feat needed. Hunter's Fury through early. They heard some noise, and Trex is trying to sniff them out. His confidence on display, but it's not going to find anything. BBL early on. I'm not sure if you can call it baiting out the Hunter's Fury, but it's certainly not on the table anymore. Liquid haven't needed those ultimates. I mentioned Patatek having that null command very early on. He still hasn't popped it. Even when push comes to shove, they are happy to just hold their ground, rifles in hand, and so far it's been working.
Yeah, the ults all also there, though, for BBL in this one. Aggressive position from Kiko, but this time there is a trade available. Camo also under some serious pressure, and he'll be dealt with. Trex now on that backside, though. As I said, when he's good, this seems like an impossible defense to deal with, but he has been caught. Patatek still looking to try and take the fight versus Profek. They're even right now, but Profek needs to escape, and he has done so. The spike being down there could be a problem, but Patatek runs out.
30 seconds.
It's left Nats alone, and now they know. They know right where he is. A cage to pop, but he's not going to step inside it for now. A 1 versus 2. Spike still needing to be planted, and that could be his chance to take some space. There it is. Off the tap. He's out and about. Already getting very close. This angle's being watched, but it's going to be 1-by-1 duels. Profek is head just above the boxes, but Nats can't connect. The first round for BBL after their pause. A 3K for Profek, and they're on the board.
I think the first deaths for two of the players, Kiko and Nats. So, wow, hopefully the pause has called for the winds of change, otherwise might be looking at a very quick map number 1. They did well there, though. I think it was important just getting some of the spacing down a little bit better. We saw just moments ago Kiko able to get away with that triple kill in a similar scenario. This time, Levin just quick enough on those trades. And then Patatek, maybe a little bit overzealous, running through the smoke, but with how successful he's been so far, you can kind of understand why.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad time to go for that bit of aggression. A player just having run down through the lane. This is a fight for Levin that's a bit risky. Gets in there with the Blade Storm, no, and Camo's down and out. TP from Profek goes unnoticed. Drex, oh, he's going to be kicking himself after that one. And that's BBL with a huge advantage in this early fight. They've got the plant in a 5v3.
I love that. He knows off the Nightfall that not going to be able to hear anything. So that TP is able to make him look foolish when in reality he had no clue that that ult was being used at the same time, focused on his front. The remaining 3, they've got the credits. Even if they lock in the remaining players of BBL, that could be costly, but with Patatek now catching Levin, this could become a problem.
Still numbers and time on their side, and you can hear the ticks getting faster. They've got to make a move. Goes the Armageddon, putting them out into the open, looking for the fight on lane. Good adaptation from BBL. They'll fight this together. Nade in. It's going to box them in. They want all those rifles out of the hands of the attackers. It's going to be a costly round, although it's won. Nobody left standing on BBL in the end. Team Liquid making that read in the end. We can't win it. We can make sure they pay a heavy cost.
Yeah, especially in a round where you've used, I believe it was 3 ultimates. It's the Blade Storm in early. Nightfall that catches the player at backside, so he's deafened, that has absolutely no idea that the player's coming in from behind. And then they use the null command at the same time, so no utility. So that's 3 ultimates used. It gets them a round win, important, but they lose all their guns. Costly.
Yeah, you look at that one though. Yeah, could have used a call from someone else. By the way, Omen's ulted. Maybe just turned around. It's unfortunate. Oh, early peek. Levin's dashed out. He's taking a lot of space in mid. Denies that peek from Camo. He's even forced back with the re-aggression. There's a fight brewing. Patatek stepped into market. This guy, he's been feeling it. 11-3 right now. You can certainly understand why. And he's got Nats on the crossfire. Even then, he's got Camo and Nats on the crossfire. They're going to retake this space. There's no reason for 3 players unless you want to fight, and a fight that they will win. With the numbers left even, it's going to make it a little easier for BBL to attack.
And they now know that there's a couple of players to be had. It's actually worth fighting, though, for BBL just to try and retrieve that additional rifle. Of course, the weaponry was in danger in this round. Patatek now on the same stairs as Trex has been every single time. The swing out, Magnum's managed to catch him. This leaves Patatek somewhat alone, but with the TP being utilized, and actually they've caught the rotation. BBL don't have to stay. They could just retreat away, and I think Kiko's realized that goes TPing into the smoke. I think he assumed they'd already left.
Reasonable assumption, but they've left 2 behind.
30 seconds left.
Magnum falls. Sociable's got all the info. Here's the steps. Those players on site know exactly where Patatek is, and I think from this point he may be better off just saving until he gets an angle. Sociable not expecting the double back to be executed. I mean, he's got time if he wants to go for it. He can quickly make his way up short. The timer not ticking too quickly, but so difficult to root these 2 players from position. Has a knife, maybe that's going to give him some information on at least one player. Can start to put 2 and 2 together. Oh, never mind! He gets the pick immediately. Now this is dangerous. This is desperately dangerous for Yumpy. The knife to go through. It's going to catch him. There's the information for valorantttt. The tap now, putting it to half, but the swing comes in on time. Yumpy's not playing any games.
Yeah, he knows at that stage that he has to get it to half. A little bit shaky with it. I think Prophet just basically fishing for information, not wanting to get caught from heaven. He goes down, but a lot of it does come down to just how well they did at catching off those rotations. That kill from Sociable onto Camo basically changes the round. You see Kiko immediately trying to get back over to the other side of the map. But I am still looking at valorantttt. Sure, they've lost the last 3 rounds in a row, but he is 14 and 4 right now. He really does want to help out those Heretics guys.
Yeah, no doubt as well for Team Liquid. There's going to be a lot of talk behind the scenes about the importance of this run, a squad that looks like they could challenge the best, and now in a position to potentially lift their first trophy since all the way back when this league first kicked off, when franchise began a few years ago. See BBL though, they have taken down some big names and adding Liquid to the tally. Well, after eliminating Fnatic and Heretics, sending them down below, that's certainly not out of the question.
Yeah, it really has been a run of, like, you're looking at FUT, a team that for many years has made it to Champions. You're talking about Vitality, a team that had made it to Masters earlier in the year. And then obviously the biggest names of Fnatic, who were in the last Masters final, Heretics, who are in the last Champions final. Like, they are going through not only all the teams that have been up at the very top for a long, long time, but also the ones that, especially in the form of Heretics, they struggled to beat in the past. There's no doubt that this is the best BBL have ever looked. It's not even in question. But will they fall at the final hurdle, or hurdles? They've had a good recovery though. 3 rounds on the attack. I said 4 or 5 and they'll be happy. And now that starts to look believable.
Yeah, the 5-0 start certainly wasn't inspiring confidence. We've had a pause from Team Liquid. It was BBL's pause that got them on that 3-win streak. Now looking to adapt to the learnings. BBL changed it up as well to slow default, spreading the net, looking to catch a bit of aggression from Liquid and force the fight towards short. There's a trap waiting for them there, and it will be destroyed, so Liquid starting to put pieces together, and that's standing by to take that opening blood.
Paranoia immediately through as well. Reclaims a lot of the space, gets them all the information. We said that can be one of the problems of this more direct composition from the side of BBL, is once they are revealed, once the idea is known, it can become a problem. And already with the drone actually going through on B main at the same time, there's been a lot of information garnered, but it's kind of sold a somewhat false idea.
valorantttt towards B. He's 2 HP, but he's 1 away from the ult.
30 seconds left.
Give him a lease of life. Noise heard. Plenty of players close by, but they've lost Camo already. Sociable now making the play. He's being spotted, but not taken down. They've got the idea of where Trex is, but dealing with him's a different story. A triple for the man hiding in logs. He shot too early, and I thought that would have been the end of him.
It's one of the first times we've actually seen him aggressive away from the site. Like, think about every Trex position. It's basically just been that the stairs are on lane every single round. Like, that has been the whole time. So you kind of understand why it goes a little bit of a miss. But yeah, once he shoots, you kind of expect that maybe there'll be somewhat of a read. And that's it. For him, it can be feast or famine at times. Right now, he's feasting.
It was like his left mouse button got stuck. That's a full mag dump and 3 players falling alongside it. Shock dart in. A lot of damage done by Trex so far in this half. That drone, no, that's a bridge too far. Yumpy's going to punish it immediately. Now the pistols, well, they've got a chance to pick up a weapon, a chance to take this B site by storm and find a post plant. This is dangerous.
Without having to use most of their utility to get in, that means they can hold it for the post. Nightfall timing is going to be everything. If Magnum gets this right, it could cause serious issues. The knife as well has removed a lot of the utility. And now the Nightfall goes in. It's going to tag a couple, maybe a little bit earlier than I would have liked, especially with that flank still coming, but the flank will be spotted at the same time. They have so much information. BBL have sort of layered things perfectly here.
Yeah, they really have. Magnum especially holding on to life and winning the fight. Well, that's a bridge too far as well. they're crossing them all. I mean, for him, you saw him put the Prowler in. As soon as it catches a player, paranoia is there from Profect. Completely shuts down that extra leg, because they knew he was there after popping the ult. But dealing with him again, too difficult. Nats with a double to close it out, but it is BBL finding another round on the board, inching closer to that goalpost that we set earlier that seemed almost unobtainable. But they have had a remarkable recovery.
Yeah, no, a huge pace save card thrifty from them. I think it's the timing of Yumpy is sublime. And then again, just using that Nightfall at the right moment. I think Magnum's round in general was superb. Like, I think he basically just shut down anything on the flank and denied the players coming in from main at the same time. Very well played by BBL, and Liquid from a commanding position. Wow, they lose this one, and their economy's in trouble as well.
Yeah, perhaps 5 is not the end goal. We can see us neck and neck at the half after what was an abysmally slow start from BBL. They looked down and out. You saw it from the moment they found their first round. The players were given the energy. Felt like a turning point, and it certainly has been. And for Liquid, this is an incredibly passive setup. You talked about Trex typically playing towards the back of B side, at least down the laneway. Well, this time, he's towards A. They're stacked up heavy, expecting the hit to come in there with the Cypher utility backing up Camo on B if needed. And they have made the perfect read.
Both teams losing some utility, but Kiko down. Immediately going to see the pop of that Hunter's Fury. Nats has been able to hold them out, but Magnum re-aggresses, and Camo just seems to have no idea that there could be another player there. Nats now on the site fighting for his life, but it is Yumpy to remove him as well. And while we spoke of the mastery of Trex, he's known for the clutches, but when you look at the economy of his team, this is not one he can go for. And well, BBL don't want to let him hold on to the gun. Profect will put the final man down from 5-0 to 6-5, and a huge advantage in this last round of the half.
That comes back to the old saying, belief is everything for BBL. They always manage to pull themselves back together.
Well, that pause was everything it seemed.
Yeah. From that point forward, but even Liquid call a pause, they get one round on the board, and it's immediately right back to BBL's winning ways, now putting pressure on the economy of their opposition as well. For a long time, we spoke about BBL as a team whose dream was even just to taste playoffs. Just one game, that's all they wanted. And now look at them fighting with the best of our region, looking to meet the best in the world in Champions. Although it started slow, they could be neck and neck by the time this half is over. Movement to the A site, and it is wide open.
Can he dodge the gauntlet? No. It's tripped back, and the Nats trips are always just so nasty. The perfect read of what his opponent is doing. Well, seemingly catching out Yumpy as well. That's the second time in a couple of rounds that he's managed to reveal the entirety of the enemy. Do they have what it takes to fight back in with weak weapons, though?
Nice attempt by Profect, but he comes out worse for wear, especially
the Cam's still alive.
3 versus 5. Cam still sat there, by the way, yeah. Even after that extra tag we saw, no one's broken it, but the info, well, there's something else that needs to follow it. And they have found every pick along the way. It looks like the neck-and-neck half is no longer part of the dream. They'll have to make up for this in the second half, but still, with an in-zone flawless for Team Liquid. That 5-0 lead, it's turned into a 7-5, a close game.
Yeah, it could have been a much stronger lead, but we're seeing that resilience from BBL, of course. It's only the first half done. We'll see who's going to come out on top in half number 2.
Here.
Welcome back, folks. It was interesting first half. It looked like it'd be one-sided, but
we got a biased crowd.
well, in one part of it at least. Yeah, the resurgence of Team Liquid towards the end, no doubt making the squad of Team Heretics happy as they see their former comrade down on the stage, looking to do the work for them yet again. 7 on the board, moving to the attack side, Tom. Is that enough for Liquid? Because you did set 5 as the goalpost for BBL.
No, I think it puts BBL in a pretty decent spot. Like, they are known for winning their defensive half at a minimum, so I think that they'll be quite happy, especially from the deficit they were in. I put the momentum firmly in their favor, but as we know, a pistol in either direction completely changed the dynamic of this game. And I'll also say, I'm never, ever counting out Team Liquid.
Yeah, that is a safe bet.
Especially from the lead.
These squads have depth to play with. BBL with a rare pistol loss in the first half. Another here makes this a very difficult game. That 2-round lead, as we saw in the first, can quickly spiral and snowball in favor of your opposition. And BBL did also take a risk, remember, with the second round force buy that didn't work out. So that put them behind. And to just be 2 rounds behind after that, that is a godsend. Let's see if they can capitalize on it here. Pistol round number 2, early fight, and it goes Camo's way. Profek down, the A site under threat, but Liquid not looking to rush themselves into anything.
May even hear some of the stamps, but it seems like Magnum's going to use that as bait, but he's lost the fight as well. Nats putting this into a 2-man advantage. Jumpy's got an interesting position, but I don't know if he's going to be able to capitalize off it. And they've already managed to make the way past, and well, for the 2 Turkish players trying to catch them on the cross, again, it's just too little too late. Liquid have that full control. Finally, Jumpy's surprise is shown, but his teammate dies at the same time.
Camo's such an annoyance to play against. He tucked in this corner and just waited, counted to 10, and re-swung out, gets his dash back, and just bails. A 4 versus 2 locked in, good patience, good discipline. Until then, caught through the wall. He was spotted, his elbow was, and now Team Liquid. Only 1 man in the lead, and Levin somehow taking down Kiko. That was through the boxes as well. Another for Levin. He's on fire with Trex, having to have another clutch towards the boathouse. Double swung, and it's dealt with easily by BBL. I don't know how they've gotten away with that.
If this wasn't like on our stage, if this was online, I'd be reporting him for cheating. Like I genuinely don't understand the kills he's just found. Like that's just spam. This is just spam. Like okay, sure, Panatek tries to get the trade, but like I'm genuinely perplexed as to what Levin has just done.
Thank you.
Oh man, I mean, and I felt like Camo did everything right there, his positioning, his discipline, and I thought he must have stepped out too wide, but in the replay it doesn't look like it. That was just pure game sense from Levin. Every shot connecting, and
it makes no sense. Like genuinely, like I think if there's certain rounds where you go back as like a coach, an analyst, and whatever, and you go like, yeah, we threw this round because of X, and I think it's just BS. That's the answer. We lost this round. Like, they didn't throw. It was just.
And listen, in many pistol rounds, that's going to be how you look at it, but that one has a different hint, a different flavor to it altogether. Jumpy.
Don't stand near walls, I guess.
Yes. Don't stand in cover. Face them in the open. Jumpy was under threat for a moment, but he'll be left alone. The crunch towards this B site puts Sociable in their crosshairs, and he'll only find 1. Now a lot of pressure on Magnum. He stood in this corner, and he won't be standing there for much longer. The Logs position held for just 1, and these trades perfect for Team Liquid, even without the economy taken into consideration. Light play as well by Kiko. He's taking a risk, but he's being checked.
Yeah, his old teammate had that in the back of his mind. Jumpy looking for his first victory versus this Liquid side within the VCT. Camo, though, wants to try and deny that. He needs to ace this to win. Already under serious pressure, the utility leaving him blind, at least for now, but Profek is low, it won't matter. Immediately hits the shot. And for the first time in a while, BBL will be level.
Level, but they definitely pay a hefty cost for it. 2 players left alive in the end of the round. At least saving 2 of the bigger weapons. Well, as you can see, Bulldog, along with some stingers, left on the floor, on the plane. And it was very, very well played by Liquid to be able to consistently trade out those opening fights. Camo has had a very slow start to this map. I think he might have been like 4 kills leaving the first half, somewhere around there. He's now sitting 9 and 10, very much recovered. And I think the attack side, that's something to keep an eye on when rifles come out for Team Liquid, as he's been able to trade efficiently with a Sheriff in his hand.
But yeah, I also want to look at the other side. Sociable's been having a rough. Normally, you talk about this guy as having the ability to outfrag anybody while playing that initiator. It's not been going well. Paditech, oh, he's just able to get out on the edge. I like the idea as well from Magnum spamming, and well, there you go. Sociable gets the job done, knowing the one gap in that little set play. I think they were hoping to maybe catch a little bit more, because the buy in this round really does suck. You've got yourself the Outlaw purchased up by Levin. You've got the rifle from the last round, and then it's just pistols, but that's still got them a man advantage.
Unless I misread, I'm pretty sure he was full shield too, so that was a double tap from the Outlaw. Takes a bit of damage for it, ends up going down, but Magnum now gets to fly under the radar as a result. A fight in mid. They're looking the other way. Magnum gets a freebie. Now there's upgrades available for BBL and a man advantage going into the retake. They managed to make it level. Their economy left in the dirt.
Ooh, brother. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake, and because of that, it's all going to fall apart. We're in a great position to one of struggle. A chance still for Magnum though. Turns it into the 1 versus 1. You bet your house on Trex with full HP, and his opponent only on 8. And he's even going to fall back to a passive position. He's waiting patiently for Magnum to round the corner. A safe pair of hands. Even still a decent round for BBL, but it could have been so much more.
Yeah, up until we're in that 3v2, every pick feels like it has so much value, but when they get there, when it's a missed TP from Profek, it really sucks to lose a round like that. It was the double tap indeed. Like this here, the fact that you have the fight on short after a player dies mid, Magnum gets a freebie, and then it's just goosed from that point forward. Tracks in a clutch. We always believe in it. Camo certainly looking back. He's been putting up numbers now in this half, 8-7 for Team Liquid. They lost the lead for a moment, but BBL still unable to grab a hold of it.
Camo sending it. You kind of heard it at the end of the replay, said I've got my blades. I think wants to try and make a move off the back of them. Knife has at least given them some information of the players in B main, but for now at least, it's just been the orb taken and a fall off. It's a very aggressive position, in fact, already taken over on the A site. That's why they can afford to sort of gamble that other side of the map. They've left Levin in this position. But after pausing, they're going straight back in. Nice work from Yumpy, and it's the 1-2 punch. Perfect. Swings off that initial fight. And even though there were multiple players there, Liquid have come out 2 men down.
The resurgence of BBL seemingly online early in this half. Magnum and Yumpy locking it in with Trex. I said he's reliable in a clutch, maybe not the 1v5. It's an in-zone flawless for BBL, neck and neck again, and now is their chance to take that lead.
Yeah, that's a wonderful round from Yumpy. I think the call initially was for him to take the fight, and then the swing from Profek. So he goes out, gets that first, Profek then swings next. So beautiful replay, thank you very much. He also then puts the fragment to catch the player who's on logs, forces them out, and while he's doing that, he turns around and kills the other guy. Like, that is just a man who is in full flow state. Knew everything that was going to happen in that round, and then executed it to perfection.
Well, here we are. The passing of the torch from Team Liquid, leading with the entirety of this game from round 1, but now they're left with weak weapons, classics, 2 stingers. No real big ultimates to get them into this. I mean, putting a Hunter's Fury doesn't seem likely, especially with Camo. Basically a dead man walking, and another falls alongside him. This is a massacre from BBL as they take every pick. And finally, the lead will be theirs.
Another in-zone flawless as well. They're not just winning these rounds, but they're winning them in a clean fashion. It will set their economy up fantastically for the next couple of rounds. And you're kind of starting to see what I meant when I said that both of these teams have shown their true strength on the defensive side. So I'm more focused on the attack. That might sound weird, but I know their defenses are good. It's whether you can break through them that is the true test of how this is working out for the side. For Liquid right now, they are beginning to really struggle. That's why we've had ourselves the tactical pause.
This is Liquid's second one. No chance to touch base unless Powell gives it to them. And, well, he's been a man that definitely thinks a lot about when those pauses come through. I think some of the best timing that we've seen. They're going to take a moment as the lead slips out of their hand and things start to spiral in favor of their opposition. BBL finally finding their form. Even Sociables put up a couple of kills. And it's a terrifying prospect for what now could be a quick conclusion to this map. BBL's pick, and one that looked, certainly you look at those first 5 rounds, and BBL were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah. Well, I think as well, just even the rounds they're winning on the attack, like the kill disparity was massive because when Liquid won, it was dominant, and when BBL were winning, it was very close, like clutch rounds. Now that's changed. BBL are winning them dominantly, and that's where you start to worry if you are over in the coaching staff of Team Liquid. You need to try and break back into this one. Now they've definitely got the tools to do it. This is the classic composition that we see over on Ascent, but facing off against that triple initiator, it means that catching this BBL side off guard, especially with very aggressive, fast-paced takes, is going to be difficult.
That's the reason behind the brakes being pumped. 2 players spotted outside of B. BBL have info. Liquid slowly taking control over mid, clearing out these corners on catwalk, securing B main as prowlers come through, as space is at least feigned by BBL. You look at when push comes to shove, how this execute's going to go through, and I think Patatek having his ultimate online, that is a big deal to get them into a site. You're not cancelling out the Sentinel utility as you so often are. This composition, as you've highlighted, Tom, instead of Sentinel utility towards this B site, they have just got a man named Levin holding in this close corner, but there's the ult, no dash out anymore, and he has to bail quickly.
Oh, maybe not so quickly. He only had a few bullets left, but he still managed to take down Patatek. If they can clear, they can bring him back, and he already is back from the fray. Levin still clinging to life. Yumpy is there alongside him, trying to deny, and Sociable as well, but it still comes down to Levin. Both players tagged. Almost gets caught out by Trex, and in fact he does. Looks like he had him dead to rights with only 5 HP standing. But even in a messy round, Liquid are back level again.
They can have the lead, but only for one. What a game this is already playing out to be. We talked about this series as a 3-mapper, and maybe that's what we'll end up with. Yeah, Levin sticking around there. Like you said, low on ammo, had no escape anymore, but he still took that fight. Put one on the ground, but they bring him right back, and then it's a big brawl to bring him back to level footing. Now for BBL, what do you change coming into this round? And well, there's a big old gun. Oh, just missed it. Big old gun in play for Levin and for Profek. Thanks, Tom. Nice spam.
A lot of early damage. Patatek has been one of the major dangers for BBL in this matchup so far. We've said he's fighting for the brotherhood that sits watching in the crowd. A team he's been to internationals with and looks to send them to the biggest international of the year. Liquid may already be qualified, but for everybody else playing, this is everything. Levin with the operator, he's got to be careful though. It's always a risk to face into Kiko, and Kiko has taken him out. A slower approach from Liquid. Yumpy under pressure, he loses that fight as well. These have been opportunities, and Liquid have taken both.
Yeah, another great reveal from Magnum, but the fight doesn't go their way. Shut down every step of the way with Profek. Stood on backside, revealed the smoke at least to reposition the spam. Good, but the nade from Patatek takes him out in the end. And Magnum, good utility we talk about. The spam towards market, or towards Link. This was doing a lot of damage. The reveal on short almost got them a kill, but Patatek and Camo still drawing breath, and it's him who has to finish them off. But first, getting past Nats, and that hurdle will not be overtaken very easily. 10-9, the lead back in Liquid's favor. The economy's still there for the defensive side.
Yeah, we saw it in a post a couple of rounds ago that in terms of pace, Liquid were in the top 3 globally. I like the fact that we're seeing them slow down. Like they are being that little bit more patient, waiting for some of the fights to come to them. Levin getting caught out. You then see the swing in that gets rid of Yumpy as well. Well, you mentioned the possibility of another pause. I think the next round might be it. The problem is if BBL lose this one, their economy won't support a buy.
11, another risk taken. This time a better solution, but he only gets one. The trade out for Liquid as they pick up the pace towards the site, running into Magnum. He'll land himself one. The C's to stop an immediate push so he can focus on Nats, but he won't take him down. And Profek again, dropping onto the site. The last defender. The rotates are coming through and actually a little bit slow on making this push happen. That catches BBL off guard as they already commit an ultimate, but Liquid, they pumped the brakes. Now the TP to the B site despite rotating, and that's causing problems in the back line. It's a beautiful round from Liquid. I don't know if they read that overreaction from their opposition, but it worked perfectly, playing into their hands and out of BBL's. This lead, it should be extended.
Yeah.
To 2, to an 11-9 scoreline. Only Profek stands in their way, and he's got time, but putting through these 3 players will be difficult.
This screams a Nats round. Control within the chaos. And the man who's always controlled is sat waiting. Profek will win that fight, but I don't think he has a chance to go for this anymore. 8 HP, has to just try and escape. And that was just some fantastic mid-rounding. Realizing the gap that had been found, slowing the pace in the middle of all the battles. And then Kiko as well, just taking space and creating it at the same time for Nats. That's exactly what Nats needs, the tiniest amount of space, and the round's already over.
It really was just masterful. You see them slow it down so often, teams would push through, and BBL are aware of that. Profek alone on site, calling for the backup. In goes Sociable's ult, an attempt to force them into the open. I think there was a flash from Yumpy as well. That was a death trap being sprung, but there was no prey inside it. The AWP left on the ground, as Jack is showing us. This will be 2 rounds now needed for BBL to equalize. 2 rounds needed for Liquid to go 1-0 up on BBL's map pick. And historically, this isn't a matchup they lose. If they start by stealing their opponent's map, I think we might be getting history repeating itself.
I guess the one good thing is that every series has always managed to make its way to 3 maps, so in one way or another. I love how they win the round, and that's as annoyed he didn't win that one.
It's crazy. Lurk picks 2 of them, and then he loses the 3rd. Oh, man, I suck. Oh.
Well, there is now another opportunity for the Liquid staff to talk, but it is called by Pal over on the BBL side, and you can understand why. The match looked like it was all set to go in their favor. A couple of rounds, even one in flawless fashion, and then just like that, Liquid break back, putting themselves a couple of rounds in the head. Their map choice up next as well. This is definitely a high pressure situation that BBL will feel they need to come out on top.
Yeah, and this is very much their last opportunity. If they decide to full invest into this round, they have a Blade Storm. It's going to be a messy buy alongside it. The chance to maybe fight for 3 in a row, it's not out of the question. Although it's not something that they've managed so far this half. There's no reason to believe that they can't make that bounce back. And it looks like Blade Storm will be saved. Rifle in Profek's hands carried through for the last will be the only big gun they've got to play with. So that pause, probably mostly talking about the next round and maybe how they can draw some value from the information given here, but it is a direct play from Liquid. 4 players in main, Paranoia set up, and they will be taking this by, well, in a moment they'll be taking it by force. That knife has slowed them down.
Apps already caught one on the other side.
That's the rifle.
Yeah, it feels like the almost bait and switch. Like you get caught by the knife, you wait patiently and watch as your opponents push on the other side. The Sociable, yeah, this is an opportunity that he realizes, okay, I need to get that gun back. I need something to play with going into this next round, but the drone being put through over on that B site, they're still yet to make that move. Liquid have really adapted over these last few rounds and become a much more patient, slower paced team, and BBL have been playing into their hands.
We would have seen the drone either way towards A, but I'm not sure we would have seen the player push all the way up and clear it so late if the rifle wasn't the one that went down. This might actually play into BBL's hands as Team Liquid look to late push back into this side. They'll be caught. The knife destroyed. Well, that could be a lurker, but the step's hurt. That confirms they've made the right read. The stack up here. Everybody drawing breath from BBL. Stands waiting for Team Liquid on the B side. The first pick goes to the rifle. The pistols still standing their ground, but now look. with 20 seconds left on the clock. The spike goes back, the picks go back in their favor.
Hesitating.
15, the spike's coming to be. Now, Levin has a chance to end this with the Blade Storm! Levin, a three-piece in a round that should never have been BBL. They found the win. It's 11-10, locked in.
God, nothing that can be done from Nats at this stage. In fact, he's going to fall to 11 as well. The superstar duelist over on the BBL side, pumped up as always, but I have to admit this one feels more like a Liquid mistake. I give a lot of credit over to their mid-round calling in the prior round with how they were able to make space. This one was hesitant, it was messy. They couldn't decide on whether they wanted to go into the site or whether they go back and rotate, and because of that, they end up making the worst of both.
Come on, Burki, nice solo!
Now that's one where Liquid might be calling a pause if they still had one.
Yeah.
There's nothing left, no stoppage to the play anymore. Round after round to unfold. Deep aggression from Levin. He's got two! The confidence back in full force, but the
They really are. Okay, they've seen that the two guns we have from the last round are a Bulldog and an Outlaw. You're going to be more scared of an Outlaw. You send that aggressive, fire up a couple of shots, and they go in the other direction. They walk into a stacked up site, fall for the plan of Liquid. Now fall into a spot of weak weaponry. A real chance now for Liquid to go from a mass deficit to level in just a matter of rounds.
That's where all the hope starts to seep out.
Lupa gua bejir. Yellow si homies.
Team Liquid closing the gap. This is their map, and for a reason. Shock dart.
Si homies kenapa jir? Si homies.
One of the tanks lineups. One round in between them. And it's pistols. This round, it's so important to play together, to not give those opportunities. And with a deep cam inside B main, with a trap covering off the walkthrough, they've gone for an interesting hold. You've got two men top mid and top mid, ready for a blitz from close in the distance and try to catch them off guard. But even if the first player is blinded, the second should be able to cover. Now with the door open though, Nats has to go back to clear that angle. And he will be the one being pushed on. The slide comes in, but with the Sheriff, it's just not that good at spamming. Doesn't have the same capacity as a rifle to spray and pray, and so they managed to make it to the site without a pick, but the plan's still secured.
Cam's still in. That's a lot of information. It's already been mentioned from Artos that there is solid retakes here. It just comes down to what Magnum can do. He's been the bane of their life, stabbing them in the back again and again and again. Just him surviving will put doubts in the mind of the players. But bear in mind, everybody else has weaker weaponry. Levin has managed to find one, and once again, Prophet's caught in the teleport. Sociable. He's looking to put another dagger in the back. The swing through. It's marked by valorantttt, who's defending the line. He'll be the one to save the diffuser and put Liquid level once again.
And no access to smokes this time. Great shutdown from valorantttt. Diffuse being stuck by Camo immediately, but yeah, backstab from Magnum. It caused a lot of problems. They do well to just shake that, say, hey, he can hold his mid. We're going to take the site, take that defuse, and deal with him afterwards. 8-8 now on the board, and this is where BBL put the money onto the table. They're all in. They're buying up their rifles. This lead that they've held onto for so long now on their opponent's map pick is finally being challenged. Team Liquid have certainly got the wind in their sails.
Just going to be having a small pause, swapping some in-ears, so it will give a little bit of a breather, but no time to talk for the side of BBL. This isn't a tactical pause being taken to try and stem the bleeding just yet.
You're telling me he's 24 and 12 and he's changing his gear?
Imagine when he's going to be after this. He can hear you saying that as well.
I love you so much.
8-8. Liquid's now starting to really build up momentum. We mentioned it, that Kiko is getting better and better, but we are seeing the players on their squad build up as well. And for the guys in Heretics in the crowd, probably sat there starting to believe that maybe their champ spot is safe after all. It does seem like Liquid have listened to their strategy of start shooting back and also work as a team.
And it's been working as well.
Someone should tell some of the other coaches in the league the stuff that they're putting down.
Benji and
You know,
Voot.
Koi might finish top with those sort of strats.
I think would it be Benji head coach and Voot assistant, or the other way around?
I don't know if he wants to be assistant coach. I think
don't think so?
No. I think he's the top dog.
Oh yeah, okay. Well,
And where does Rian's
Koi, get your checkbooks out for next year. It's going to be that one settled. Top of league. The lead to be taken by one of these two teams. BBL have been stalling out 4 in a row this half, 5 overall. Liquid certainly feeling like momentum's in their favor. Ultimate's close to being online. Magnum and I think it's Yumpy. Yep, Magnum and Yumpy. 1 away. A good opportunity on the attack, depending on where those orbs go, where the plant comes in, and quite a direct hit into middle. They are wasting no time whatsoever. Straight in with Levin, sliding around the market. They've already cleared out the trap up close. They're closing the distance quickly. Nats is going to have to call for backup, and it doesn't get there on time. Levin shutting him down. And Liquid locked out of the B site in the opening seconds of the round. Levin even gets one as they shot from behind. They'll finally fall, but it's a 4v3 post plant.
He's been having a rough game, but a confidence booster to say the least. Nats and Kiko, one of the deadliest duos, and while Sociable still standing, is definitely going to cause them issues. Another kill added to the tally, and maybe those in-ears were the weaker ones. He's added a new one's in for this round, and it seems like they are working just as well as the last Trex trying to survive, and hey, he's managed to clear out Magnum. The economy is not the greatest for the side of BBL, but the same can be said for Liquid. They want to try and put the nail in the coffin here.
Any port in a storm for Trax. He's safe in the spawn at least. Weapon carried forward to the next. But BBL reclaiming their lead now, finding one on the attack side at last, and how we got here, this being one of the second rifle round for this squad. Levin activated a very direct hit that works out, and we've seen the stats, how fast both of these teams. You said on the previous that Liquid are the 3rd fastest team globally. Well, BBL I think came up for the fastest. They like to get in your face pretty quickly, and there we see a signature round. As you said, Sociable, those in-ears change, and it hasn't changed a damn thing. 26 and 12. Lighten up the scoreboard and giving BBL a chance.
That seems that for Sociable, it doesn't matter what you put the sound through, it's always going to sound the same.
I've heard that before, actually.
A wise man once said. Nonetheless, Ultimate's still available here for BBL, and the economy a little bit tentative for Liquid. 3 rifles, a couple of pistols. One of them is in the hands of Camo. He's been performing well on this map. They're going for the ultimate orbs instead. Nightfall could make a huge difference, turn those pistols into deadly weapons. This fight from Kiko could be everything. If he gets the peek from Profik instead, both of them have bypassed his angle. It's whether they expect him to be here, and while it seems like his spidey senses are tingling, he's going to fall back.
There's no one to fight this with him for now, at least. Smoke going down, blocks pad attack. Smoke a little late. One for Kiko. Damage done as well. That's a chance. Levin so low, it's easy to trade him out. Trex does well on the backside. The advantage sits with Team Liquid. Weak as some of these players may be, there's plenty of weapons scattered around for them to claim.
He's still here. No, he's just going to deny them instead. Now they have a decision to make. Could have taken the risk and waited, but if he loses that battle with the Sheriff, it's a problem. Now they're forced back into a B main push where Trex is waiting. Nats on the cross. The fight's everything, but Trex doesn't connect.
10 seconds left.
Well, Benji and Wu are going to have words. And now leaving the 2 players with pistols. Sociable doesn't know. There's a man right above his head. He's been executed for it. It's left onto Profik again. Low on HP, but he catches him before the ult pops into the 1v1. Nats has got a gun. It was delivered, and he will take it home. It's as close as can be. And level once more.
Matt Camo's got to feel hard done by that. He just had to sit still when he popped that ult, but he steps forward and just in time. The shot is hit, but Nat's getting away with 2 kills that he probably shouldn't have. Sociable going walkabout said no idea there was a player up top.
But also then Sociable gave him the gun. Yeah. That's the worst thing. That gun wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for the fact that Sociable goes down. And while as Sheriff, sure, Nats' Sheriff is impressive, but I think being caught a little bit by the timing, I don't think he wins that battle.
It's just the 2 versus 3. The decision was perfect. The TP to A site, confirm there's one still there. Okay, they're not fully rotated. Go into the B site, of course, is the right call. There's weapons down. You either have now a 2 versus 2 fight with one guy armed and the other guy pistol in hand, or you rotate to the A site, they're gonna retake with at least 2 guns. Maybe you even see the rotate from Camo to go with them. That could have been an impossible situation. They got damn close, but Sociable, he's feeling it. He's 27 and 12 at the time. 13 now with a little bit of a mistake being made, and you can understand why he wanted to get aggressive, cut off that rotation of the player he knew was towards the A site. But Nats being an unknown, being so close already, flies under the radar. A timeout from BBL coming to a close. They still have one more to fall back on if needed, but we are coming close to the end of this map, and the question, certainly the question Heretics are asking, is this the end of the series? Or have we got another?
That's the sort of interesting dynamic of this match. For Liquid, of course, you want to make that grand final, you want to battle for the trophy. But for BBL, this is their first of 2 lifelines to make it to champions. Best of 5 awaits them whether they win or lose. Levin already caught, already down. And while the Hunter's Fury should eliminate one, in fact, Sociable has used that timing to fight aggressively in the swing. Profik, I understand he wanted to catch someone off guard, but he walks into the firing squad. It means that this will be a 3v3, and they're trying to get him fast.
They are, but there's a player behind them. Yumpy's got the perfect positioning. Snakebite already picks up one pick going down. These players tag though. Yumpy comes in, he gets dropped by Kiko. It's winnable now with Sociable saving the day. He has just been unbelievable. Look, I think he's hit 30 kills, 30 and 13. And they've only just hit double digits on BBL. I don't know what he did between this map and the previous, but that is not the same player.
Oh, Camo can't even, like, you can't even be mad. Like, that's just insanity. And then just the call of him to swing back into Trex. They didn't even, by the way, they never planted the spike in that whole fight. It was so fast that round, it never even happened. And this one's looking more of the same. Kiko trying to get up in their face. He's got the only rifle, a showstopper also available for him in this round. If they continue this mid fight, he'd need to get a multi-frag.
They've thrown utility from the top of mid. They've shown a little bit of a peek from Patatek. I thought maybe they wouldn't clear the corner, but I should have seen it was Sociable. Does well with the first. He knows there's someone close, and Patatek sent to the shadow round. Camo will follow. There is no stopping Sociable. Playoffs was a new chapter for BBL, but now running this deep, they're looking to stop at nothing short of champions, and Sociable, the one who's carrying them through this, kicking and screaming. 34 and 13. Somebody's got to stop this guy.
Oh, it's an in-zone flawless. Sociable, a man who came in as a rookie, nearing the ripe old age of 30. And looks like he could be the new 18-year-old superstar. And you know when you're the team that wants you to lose is looking like that. That's how you know he's playing well. You can't even really be mad about it. 34 and 13. I think the next highest kills on his team is 13.
The next highest kills this stage in an entire map is 34. He's now tied with Mini. Look, I mean, look, do you think he's not going to get a kill the rest of the map? If he gets one more...
I'm guessing that was in OT as well. Let's
that would have been an OT game, Tom. It would not have been 11-9 sat with that score. Sociable looking to set records, not just for his club, for his org, but for the league, for himself. 11-9. BBL with a 2-round lead, and if you think that's because of anyone but Sociable, you've been watching a different game.
This round, it almost encapsulated as well. Did he have supportive utility behind him? No. Did he have any of his team anywhere near him? No. It was just him walking around headshotting everybody on the map. It looks like he's smurfing versus Team Liquid, the team that is looking like the best in the league right now. a team that was destined for a grand final, and it's still not done just yet. Sociable's heroics have brought them an advantage, but that advantage could very quickly slip away. There's a savior at least for one, but they're going to need a whole lot more. And what with Sociable down now, Yumpy needs to step up. It won't happen. It might be the story of a hero, but that hero still has work to do.
Oh, he's got a league of villains up against him. 11-10 now. We said on Ascent it was a good sign for a close series, but we said starting it out 3 maps or we've been robbed. And you can see exactly why. That showstopper even saved his teammate. Pulling Nats back into the round, and that's a dangerous thing.
One enemy remaining.
A 1 round between them, no ults for Liquid, Hunter's Fury, all the BBL have to work with.
Yeah, of course I was.
He got you out. Got you out of the ult. Maybe out of trouble. 1 round in between them. The attack of BBL, well, they're putting their credits on the line here, Tom. This could be Team Liquid pushing up to 12 if they win this one. And it's an AWP in the hands of Levin on the attack of Sunset to try to turn this over into their favor.
Well, Levin has not been having the best of games. A change up from him. Camo aggressively facing as well. Now, Yumpy did just jump peek that, but didn't see anything. Timing here is going to be everything. I think he's just caught the hand of Camo and then falls back to a safer angle. Smart stuff. Drone even going to be utilized to also see Kiko. And even going to pop up. Fury wants to really try and catch him out. And that is a perfect prediction from the IGL of where he would go. Nats, though, sneaking his way through. That's Magnum gone. The lurk normally causing issues. And a rotation already in from the side of Liquid.
Yeah, having Nats get that kill means they've got that quick rotate towards Market, but he's fought by Yumpy and dealt with the op on Sociable, the one to claim tracks, and Panatek 1 versus 3, up against an op, up against Sociable. That should say enough. This one should be done. BBL should be on 12, and as he dives in, smokes off the op, he's still got 2 to deal with. 2 chances for BBL to find a 3rd map here. And already records being set and broken by Sociable. The new kill max 35. Might not be done yet.
It's just perfect tracing. Well, funnily enough, we have it. We're about to have it on our screen. The kill record in a single map is held by Levin. And it's 40 kills
overall.
But that was
record
25 and 23, not in regulation. A slightly different ballpark. Levin's missed the timing. Got to be careful swinging back into that. Although Sociable wants to fight, it's Magnum to win it. An opener that could take us to a 3rd map. This series has always gone to 3 when they faced off against each other. They want to try and stop that on the Liquid side, but Levin's coming alive. Trex trying to cause them issues somehow. I don't know how he's alive, but it's Sociable with a shorty. And now Nats, leader of the pack, hoping to try and deny them a victory on their map choice. He needs to find 4.
Planted.
And he's already walled off. That should do it. The op in the hands of Sociable now. Bogdan's Law in full effect. Time ticking. Players watching for this walkout, but now they even just fall back, looking to play the time, run it down on him as they swing together in the end. A chance for Sociable to push that kill record further for stage 2, but it won't happen. It's Prophet to close. 13-10, matching
yes.
performance on map number 1 from Team Liquid, and it's Sociable with a life game down on that server that has bought BBL a 3rd map in this series and a chance to still make it to champions.
Sit down! Bots! Drex! Drex! Nice draw! Drex! Hello! Nice ult! What are you voting? X or what? Bro! 5v3! Thank you! Come on! Let's go! Nice ball! Drex! Are you baiting? Drex!
body knows a sense of victory, seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one. Now, step into your zone, designed to win.
Coba nih mana Ci? Kalau Bang Kamu anjing. Restart terus kieu deui. Masih banyak kan? Atau coba dulu Ci.
Out of charges.
Clutch.
It is what it is, boys. Boys, we've lost like this before, no problem.
Halo.
And that was our performance highlight presented by Herman Miller Gaming. I am your host, Yingsu. I've got Faded, Kakuka, and the actual Spike that Magnum Ninja defused as well. We have it in our studio right now, MVP of that map. You got to feel for Liquid a little bit because maybe if that defuse didn't happen, this could have gone a little bit better for them.
No, I mean, definitely, it's a round that goes on the board and that it counts for them, but I think that they were pretty up there. I think that it was a good showing from Liquid, but in some instances, just BBL proved to have better ideas overall in the rounds.
I'm not sure BBL or just sociable.
I mean, Sociable is a huge impact. I mean, I didn't expect this kind of performance when I was talking about him, you know, prior to the map, but holy, I mean, he played around his util perfectly. He played, you know, he was hitting shots all around. Like, Sociable is probably the biggest changing factor for them, in my opinion.
I think that this is one of the situations where we see the difference from one person being in one role and in another one. Because in the first map, we see him struggling a lot, just playing with that triple initiator, but when he's on the Sentinel, he always makes a difference, and this is a perfect example. As you're saying, the utility is on point. How he plays around in all of these situations, you can really leave him to anchor the side. There's this round in specific where he uses the wall, then he uses the nade. He knows he's playing against the Fade ult. He knows how to catch the timing and how to react after his teammates. And also, his ultimates were insanely impactful. How many annihilations do we see missed a day when we have a deadlock in the server?
Yeah, he got the spike one round too with the ult. He pretty much won the entire map for them, which is kind of outrageous. It's also someone that you highlighted, Faded, that you were expecting to cause a lot of trouble for Team Liquid. Does that statement stay true as we move on to Bind, because he's going to be playing the Omen?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. I mean, I think when we played against them on their Bind, you know, they definitely have a good game plan. But just the way that BBL plays around Sociable's, you know, util especially, right? You see the wall going down, you see rotations coming in. Like, the way that they actually play around his utility is so great that with the Omen, you know, it will be interesting to see. I think he will be strong at anchoring sites and being able to fight, but, you know, I guess we'll see what he can do here.
Was he teeing up something? Because he was just covering...
He was Yoruing?
He was Yoruing. He was Yoruing. We were speaking about Omen and he was Yoruing.
Yeah, and if it's anybody that sort of I trust to bait us and to be able to
stop
play.
Nothing short of champions and Sociable.
Okay. I love Mitch, man, but I don't know if I want to hear him in my ear right now.
I'd love to get some more Mitch in my ear.
Yeah, I think Sociable is one of those players that if he were, you know, very different to the way that Crashies baits us with the Duelist, but if Sociable were to move on to the Duelist, I have zero complaints. When he was playing Duelist before, he was fantastic.
I think that it's also very important to remind everybody that yes, they're playing for champs, whatever. This is the most important match for BBL to date in Valorant. So
every game they play is
because they keep getting further and further. If they get further and further, when they're in champions and they're about to make it out of groups, of course they will also be their most important game. But seriously, at the beginning of the game, and we were speaking about the bans and what was going to happen, Bind was a big question. So maybe we get some answer here, and we are getting some answers. He was not baiting into.
Oh, I pray for times like these. Faded. I mean, this is not what we expected. First of all, ISO Bind, yay or nay?
I'm a 50-50 on it, actually. I think the suppress is extremely useful against teams because, you know, there are going to be a heavy exec comps. I think Liquid does a really good job with their comp to be able to be explosive, and I think the ISO will be able to heavy counter that. So, you know, I think that's the intentions behind it, but I did not expect this double duelist to come out.
Yeah, we've seen in the first map with Ascend BBL being extremely fast, extremely explosive, and I think that probably this double duelist is going to help them doing that, especially starting on the attack. I want to see how Levin uses the walls, how we're going to see him actually playing for the rest of the team and not just him. I want to see that synergy between him and Sociable. After Sociable had such a brilliant map, Levin is the one that needs to bounce back from Sunset.
Yeah, and this is where also we thought BBL could ban the Bind, right? We wanted them to take away the Bind, but it turns out they were just extremely prepped with something new. Faded, is this a right place to bring out something like this? Is this a good risk?
I think it is. I think especially after the heater that Sociable just had, having him on the duelist going into this map, I mean, I'm sure he's full of confidence going in. I think it's very tough to read BBL's reactions. Even when they brought the Bind against us, they completely changed comps. And it was something that wasn't expected. And I think that's kind of what they're hoping to get on top of Liquid. But not gonna lie, Liquid has really, really, really good protocols. You know, even I study their team to understand exactly what they're doing because they have a lot of different ways they play this map. So I think it's a huge risk BBL's taking, but I think, you know, if they're going to do this, I feel like they're extremely comfortable and confident going into this.
They've had some samples of them taking risks, like what we just saw on Ascend was at the beginning just a risk of being like, oh, they're going back into it after having a terrible performance in it. to maybe counter what Fnatic was doing, and they managed to make it work. If they are able to do it twice in playoffs, I would be extremely surprised with what this team can do in just 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Sociable might be my favorite person in the world for having the balls to walk on stage, cosplay Yoru, like does a Yoru thing, go on the server and lock it in. Because we've been baited so many times, and this is clearly something that you want your most confident player to be playing, right? If he's already feeling confident on the second map, and also when was the last time we saw a player play Initiator, Senti into Duelist on a series to qualify for champs?
I mean, there are players that could do it, but we do not see it, especially in such an important match.
Yeah, I am absolutely loving Sociable's Forsaken cosplay. Mitran and Tom Biz, what do you think of this?
Hey, look, if you're able to frag out like that on a deadlock, I think it makes perfect sense to come on in to the server as a duelist for what could be the map to send you to champions. It's a crazy play from BBL, but a trick up their sleeve, it would seem. Let's see how Liquid adapt.
Yeah, I think as well, like you look at this squad and how they sort of vibe of being pacey and aggressive, like one of the quickest teams to sight in almost every single attack side that they play, throw in an ISO or Yoru and create that sort of level of disparity within the Liquid ranks of what they're doing, where they're going, throw in a Brimmy so you even have a Stimmy to get you going. And I don't know, I think this could be dangerous. The fact is though, Liquid have done well to start off strong. And a lot of these maps thus far, without a ninja defuse, who knows what that last map could have began as, and Camo is waiting.
Or how it could have ended. BBL, pistols, the big talking point. Well, they've been good at the early half, maybe not that way. There's a chance. Levin shut down Sociable on the trade, but only the one to be found. Now we look to very many players tagged up on BBL without the spike planted. They need something to pull them back into this round. Lots of opponents spotted on this side of the map. In fact, they're good to TP and they realize it. It does leave Magnum isolated. He'll be taken down, a big punish, but Trex on 13 HP. Yeah, I think it's BBL with the advantage here.
Trex has 13 HP in the last duel. It's just that he managed to crouch headshot his opponent, and now we're going to get a 1v1 towards Long, potentially. Kiko on that wraparound. Yumpy playing back passively, waiting for him to try and cross. He loses this fight and it puts all the pressure on Profek, who's already low, but it's whether or not he actually checks this close angle at all, and the answer is no. You can see Yumpy is just waiting to see if there's a second layer to that. Now Trex needs another couple of those low HP kills, and with Yumpy not facing and Profek waiting, BBL have the pistol round.
There it is, a strong start on Bind. Remember, they managed to come into this series 5-0 down starting out Ascent, battled their way back, but the slow start cost them the real chance to fight in the end. Then on Sunset, they need the hero of Sociable to have the best game he's ever had. So here in VCT MEA, certainly up there with some of the best that we have seen.
Nice boss! Thinking back to him on Pearl with the sniper though, like he's had a few. That's the thing, when he pops off, he genuinely might be the best player in the league. It just doesn't happen every single day. And I guess for them, they got to hope he hasn't peaked too early, or maybe hope there's someone else. Just spams. They haven't even seen an enemy yet. But 3 players are dead. The orb didn't even get taken. They didn't even get the orb.
It's hard not to look at the previous map and talk entirely about Sociable. Hell, he's got the most kills on the map, and it was in regulation for this entire stage. But the reality is, the positives for BBL were there, mostly on him. Levin had a poor game, and that's not something you're going to expect in back-to-back maps. It's not something you're going to expect at all, really, from this guy. Now he's on the ISO, here on Bind. We know Sociable's level. Sociable's on a duelist. This is looking like BBL have really hit that power spike right towards the end of the game, and this series, it could well be theirs, but this is where Liquid look to put an early stop to those notions. Full investment, full buy. To be honest, not that weak of a purchase from BBL either.
Yeah,
still playing it as a bonus.
It was an in-zone flawless in the last round that gave them that extra opportunity. A TP actually straight in, and already Trex has been overwhelmed. A solid start, still with a couple. A man to highlight on this map, Padatek normally very good on the sky, but it's a little bit whiffy, and the trade's good for the side of BBL. A 2-man advantage. And as it was shown on the toast earlier, the retakes have never been particularly good.
Spike planted.
We've seen some miracle Nats lineups before, but that's not going to be one of them.
He's done well, tagged up a bunch of players. They're going to have to reinvest into shields.
Yeah.
In terms of econ, it pays off more in his favor. That's great. That's a positive. And now we're out of positives for Team Liquid in this round because they're trying to save these two weapons. Presumably they will do so, but with 4 players alive for BBL after an in-zone flawless in the previous round, this is a huge economy builder. It means it's not just a matter of winning 1, maybe not even a matter of winning 2 rifle rounds back-to-back. You are going to need to crush this attack side, find solution after solution. With a 3-0 scoreline brewing, here's a chance to make it more costly for Nats. He wants this weapon though. It's a difficult trade-off, and in the end, it's the worst of both worlds as he goes down without a pick to his name.
Solid work. Already you can just see the gambles and pacing that they're willing to take, the immediate pressure put on, and after the last match, I think that's the bigger worry for me. It's not so much that Sociable was needed to carry, it's the fact that you could see that the team got so pumped up alongside it. It bailed them out of a scenario, and now they know they're in this match. My counter to that, however, is all 3 of the matches they played versus each other in VCT have ended with Liquid winning 2-1.
They're Sociable down early, but an immediate trade. The fundamentals for BBL good to start. 2 pistols and a stinger. It's a weak buy from Team Liquid.
Oh, careful.
Nuppy's in trouble. They're TPing behind as well. That's the spike down. The fundamentals were there for a moment, but it has quickly faded away. Deep aggression. Perhaps overplaying their hand here. Team Liquid forcing the issue, but it's working in their favor. Magnum, he knows there's a player in that corner, so desperately low. It should be a formality, and out comes the shorty, but taking the orb is a bridge too far, and it's come burning down on BBL. The 4-0 start is not to be. There's a resurgence from Liquid.
I guess Magnum's assumption was that the player must have been far enough away not to already be breathing down his neck, but it's not even like that orb got him. Oh, like if he'd been 1 away and that was a Viper's Pit, I could maybe understand it, but instead it feels like a massively unnecessary risk in a position where they really needed to take home that round. That just freed it up for Nats to take that victory. And what Liquid now onto the board. It's definitely a mistake from the side of BBL, and their momentum immediately shut down.
Yeah, it's a really big round for Liquid. All those weaknesses they come into it with, they get hand-delivered the spike after a brawl early on, and they're even winning fights with like Trex on a stinger long range. Talked about Sociable firing on all cylinders, lifting up all those around him. Well, no doubt that round has done the same for Team Liquid. Close play by Levin. He holds on to control. So much utility thrown his way, but he still manages to walk out of there with the advantage for his squad. Team Liquid on the back foot.
If they figure out where Nats is, he can steal him away. Instead, he's gone running through. He's trying to take it all into his own hands! This is why you don't go near Nats and his poison orb. That's already a nail in the coffin of this round. And maybe a reminder of who BBO are playing against. No access to sight. Well, they didn't even make it close.
30 seconds.
Spike to be picked up. 1 versus 4. Nats still lurking around. This one's done, isn't it? Levin will find the first, but even then the clock is almost his biggest enemy. 18 seconds. If he's going to go for it, it's got to be here and now, and they are going to wait and run this clock down. They've got the numbers to do it. 1 at a time. There's the flash before he even taps the spike, and the swing on the back of it closes us out. 3-2. This could have been a strong start to the half, but as always, knives on throats as soon as it gets close. 1 round in between them.
Oh my God.
The mistake to not respect Nats' utility. I don't think they'll make that mistake again.
It's just so disgusting. We've talked about this guy for, what, 4 years now, playing Viper on this map? I think we've probably got at least another 4 in us before we'll ever stop. Unless someone truly nerfs Viper into the ground, and even then he'll probably still find a way. Still, BBL's first couple of rounds were clean enough that they are going to have a bye here. Levin with his ultimate could be a difference maker, but just look how passive this B site hold currently is. They're willing to leave it almost completely open in the hopes that maybe if that ult is used, it won't find anyone.
Usually you're going to have that point of contact first, but throwing it in blind.
Emang ini enak crosshairnya? Enak. Ya udah.
Crash the backside. Here comes the ult. It's not going to find anyone if it's thrown this way. He's waiting for contact, starting to put the pieces together. Han sees no one, looking to elbow. It's a good read. He doesn't know that yet, but waiting for that contact. There it is. Nat's found. He'll be dealt with immediately. Now Levin look to pull one into a fight, and he does manage to find opposition. It's Camo. Showstopper. Not going to land for a kill, but he ends up going on with a volley of Profek. 3 versus 3. BBL holding close as well. They want to take this fight with an orbital strike. Slowly the push, allowing for the reposition too.
It's important. They were all trapped close. A flash or two could cause them issues up above. Sociable, he's low, but he's willing to take that headshot angle. Yuppie waiting on the cross, but he hasn't found the fight. Pressure being put in from Trex. Needs to win this battle, and he does. Padatek has found another, and now issues for Sociable. He's low and they're defusing. They could both fight him at once.
Katanya pemanasan dulu
kita. Ya udah, boleh.
Liquid do well to recover from a dangerous scenario. They level things up.
A very dangerous start as well to this map. Find their way back into the line is key, and I think the problems here, to look towards that B site. You're trying to get away from Nats and the impact he had on short, so you walk into a smoke on elbow and the rest of the site is clear, and Nats is waiting inside of it. It's going to start to be a bit of an annoyance if he's able to consistently
fight.
Don't worry, I'll keep them quiet.
Aduh, tengah nahan.
Target 86.
Kamu pakai siapa?
Mana itu mana?
Kawan, untung ditandain atau?
Nah, beda akunnya.
Hah?
Akunnya beda.
Enggak beda, ganti nama dong.
Yang paling atas sih.
Anjir. Goblok. Kamu neon ya?
Iya neon aja.
Ya udah maaf sih.
Nah,
Anjir.
gitu mainnya micin. Manina nggak bokong kok aing.
Mana aja tuh?
Anjing keluar.
Kill confirmed.
Ih, bokong.
Waduh.
Hostile KIA.
Si anjing bisa gitu.
Tango down.
Anjir.
4 kills.
Lucu.
Dominating.
Maju atuh. Maju modar anjing.
Anjay.
Target dead. 4 kills. Kill. Bad guy down. Kill the queen.
Iya.
Apa? Ih, nasi.
Kill confirmed.
Mainnya tap-tap nih kayak.
Hello.
3 kills.
10 kills remaining.
Obstacle removed.
Ya Allah udah es. Mampus. Mampus.
Oke.
5 kills remaining.
5 lagi nih, Enin jangan.
Tuh.
Hostile KIA.
Ya Allah 140.
Gak mati-mati.
Sini pisuan. Ya, ini.
One kill remaining.
Aduh. Ah. Iya.
Game over.
28. Bisa anjir deathmatch.
Anjir ketiga.
Iya dong.
Ketiga kayak Leken.
Lagi.
Quadron nih, Bos. Iya, Andret. Ya mau deathmatch juga lagi boleh. Quadron udah bagus, cuman minusnya movement aja.
Kurang dingin.
Gak tahu ini crosshair placement. Dia kudu apal hulu lurus aja
Match
dia.
found.
Apa ya?
Nah, itu.
Kepalanya.
Jadi harus lurus banget. Ih, gak bisa hero lain.
Gak bisa.
Diajar atuh. Mending iniator kamu, Gwen. Ci. Nah itu. Kita bikin tren kiss anjir pakai klop. Tahu nggak sih? Apanya?
Itu pencet apa sih?
Ini skill C.
C.
Saya. Saha? Masih kayak? Saha? Belat kita nih. Ascen?
Promise I'll get him. Might take down a city block along the way, but hey, a win's a win.
Nih jadi kayak gini nih. Kot, jadi kamu harus tahu di sini lurus. Nah di sini nih. Set, jangan gini, lihat deh.
Pokoknya tegap. Oke. Taruh mana ya? Sini.
B.
Drop in a smoke.
Spike planted.
No peeking.
Last player standing.
Gini kalau balik.
Sesinya berapa kamu?
0,35.
Tahu DPI kan?
Tahu.
Berapa DPI?
Tahu. Gak tahu. Ini bukan mouse-nya.
Ada di aplikasi.
800 deh. Ini 800. Bentar.
No charges. Drop in a smoke. Have a kit.
Spike planted.
No peeking.
One defuse. Ambil defuse.
One enemy remaining.
Gila rajanya.
See? You're stubborn.
Reload him.
Gak ada spectre ini. Ada stepnya di A. Kamu udah
Enggak.
No peeking.
They're coming. Going. I mean big.
Drop in a smoke.
One enemy remaining.
Di situ ambil. Kiri. Di kiri.
Hah?
Di
Mana?
kiri, Ra, di belakang kamu nih.
Ah, ini nih. Pandau.
Anjing.
30 seconds left.
Ini mau itu.
Mana ini?
Ya nanti.
Okay, I only
Favorit
have like
aing itu.
78 grenades left. Hopefully that's
Arigato.
enough.
Itunya di belakang. Ki. Nah, gitu.
Tahu.
Tuh.
Ah.
Yuk, dapat satu.
No peeking. Not ready yet.
Someone's mid.
Oh, satu. Jangan lupa maju. Tunggu aku. Nice. Sabar.
Spike planted.
Wah, nunggu smoke aja. Ini lihat.
Ya.
One enemy remaining.
My ult is ready. I can't look. Please don't blow up.
Nih, ambil nih. Ambil.
Apa?
Diffuse-nya. Cepat. Lumayan ulti. Wait. Face. Ah, si Jawa.
We good.
Udah mah hitam.
Jawa.
I'm kind of feeling myself right now. Y'all better keep up.
Duren.
Defenders win.
Ya karena
Smells like victory.
Gitu.
itu ranknya apa? Misi sama
Aku. Kayaknya teuing aja.
coba pindah.
Kemana sini? Kompe. Oh, kelihatan. Iron.
Ada nggak ya akun Iron? Ki ada akun Iron nggak? Bronze. Si Akbar. Ada bronze?
Anjir.
Pinjam boleh? Ada ini.
Ini senjata burung. SSG.
Dari sini. Ya ada wifi. Bentar, makannya mana HP aing? Seorang dalam.
Khusus penghuni ya. Kemana sih ini?
Yang dari Anda Diamond 3 ya. Aja.
Ini.
Ini tiba-tiba kelas.
Bilang kayak anjing.
Tai, diungkapin si anjing. Wah, 3 anjing. 3. Nggak tahu ada tiga anjing. Belum.
Ya kok update sih?
Tenang, teman kita jago. Kita jago.
Nggak tahu. Anjing.
Ular anjing.
No fucking way.
Ular. Seperti ular.
Itu restartnya gimana sih?
Ada orang.
Tahu pencet apa? Nggak tahu.
Ngapain dia?
Tanya wae.